Now, here's a thought. Have you ever been to Greece, eaten somewhere, and let's just say you wish you hadn't? Maybe it was a tourist trap, perhaps, awful food, overpriced, or a combination of any of them. Well, I'm going to share with you what I have actually done over the last 20 years to guarantee how to choose a great place to eat every single time. So let's do it. First off, don't necessarily choose the first place you see. And that's because your smartphone, it's your secret weapon here. So if you stood there wondering or not whether to go in, get your phone out, open Google Maps and put the name of the place in. First thing you do is you look for a rating, 4-star or higher. This essentially is your gold standard, and anything lower, and I suppose you're beginning to enter eat at your own risk territory. But don't just look at the number. Don't just rely on that. Read the reviews. Look at the photos, not from the owner, but from people who've actually been there. Look for recent comments as well. Have people mentioned specific dishes they loved? Are they going back again? Were they talking about how good the place was, the food was, etc.? Be wary of places though with a ton of, let's say, generic 1 or 2 word reviews, or a sudden massive influx of 5-star ratings, because that's a classic red flag for what they say is creative marketing or bot reviews. Second tip here, is it located in a prime tourist hotspot? Now we understand it's not all, whilst not always a sign of a bad place to eat, if it's right smack bang in the middle of a massive tourist area, street or even a square, then perhaps a flashing red light should go off above your head. You see, these places often survive on their location, not the quality of their food. They know they'll get almost a guaranteed constant stream of new people, new customers every single day walking by. So you could argue maybe there's little incentive to make the food a little bit more memorable, a little bit better. Essentially, they just need to get you in, get you fed, and then chuck you out. Instead, venture a few streets back, take a little detour, because you'll often find the place is better, it's more relaxed, the service is better, the food is better, and certainly even cheaper. And the chefs there, they are putting, shall we say, their heart and soul into the food, because they depend on repeat business, word of mouth recommendations. Third tip I'm going to give you is a really good one, and that is it's almost always guaranteed a good sign if locals eat there. It's essentially, in my book, this is the ultimate non-negotiable golden rule. Do you see Greeks sitting down for a big lunch and dinner having a great time? Are the tables filled with locals chatting away, speaking the language, and looking completely at ease? Because if so, you're on the right tracks. Now here's a really good one. Don't let them coax you in. Many of us have seen them there. You've got a member of staff of the cafe or the restaurant standing outside there with a menu and a smile, trying to almost drag you in to eat. And you'll see them mainly in tourist hotspots. And they're usually only interested in one thing, and that's numbers, not quality. Remember, the job is to get as many in, sit down to eat, chuck them out, get the next person in. Yeah. You see, a great place to eat doesn't necessarily need to try and drag you in to eat their food. Think about it this way. A restaurant that is consistently full of happy customers, they don't have the spare staff to stand outside all day and try and drag people in. So when you see someone acting as what I call a human billboard, to me it's a clear signal that perhaps the food inside maybe isn't just good enough to bring people in on its own, shall we say. So if it happens, just politely say, sorry, no thank you, and then keep on walking. Incidentally, I've actually got a video coming out in a couple of weeks all about how not to get ripped off in places to eat in Greece. So you may want to subscribe to be notified about that and others. So the next one is what I call a multi-page menu, okay? That's another tip. If a menu is as thick as a novel and looks like it was created back in the 90s, because in most cases it's the sort of menu that features every single type of food, every single type of nationality you can ever think of, all alongside their moussaka or souvlaki. That's generally a sign that they're trying to be everything to everyone. And in the end, well, they're not likely to be a master of anything, really, are they? Likewise, if you see the menu, it's laminated, plastic pages, glossy but really faded, out-of-date photos of the food, it's probably not worth going in there into the restaurant. Good, fresh food doesn't need to be advertised with blurry, poorly lit pictures that look like nothing like the real thing. In fact, sometimes they look like they've been microwaved. So let's move on to the next one, and that is take your time to read the menu outside the place, outside the restaurant on a lectern. And it's another another chip, no pun intended. It's another tip and your chance to do your research without any pressure. In most cases, a good restaurant will have its menu clearly displayed outside on a lectern if it can. And it's a great opportunity to take your time and don't be rushed. Take a look at the prices. Are they what you think are reasonable for the area? Look at the dishes. Do they sound interesting and authentic? Now, next one up is lack of traditional dishes or specials. You see, an authentic Greek restaurant should feature the latest things of the day, the classics. You should see things like a proper moussaka, a fresh pasticcio, a delicious spanakopita of the day. These are dishes that tell you you're in a place you really should eat. And even more importantly, look for the specials board. Most of the times they're actually outside. And this is a really good sign that the kitchen is really working hard to find out what's in season. Almost at the end now, this is a really, really good tip, and that is go with your gut. Now, after everything I've explained, all the rules, the tips and the checks, sometimes you just have to trust your instinct. You walk past a restaurant and you get this vibe. Maybe you see a table of people absolutely loving the food, having a great time. Or maybe even you catch an aroma, a smell of garlic and oregano wafting from the kitchen. It's one of those intuitive senses that tells you, yeah, I think this is the place to go and eat. The atmosphere feels right, the sounds are inviting, the staff look really great, and everything just clicks. So that gut feeling is often your best guide, so don't be afraid to trust it. And for the last one here, I'm going to give you something that's quite unusual, and that is, don't be afraid of what I call the kitchen tour. In Greece, this is, or it can be, a really beautiful traditional part of the Greek dining experience. In some places, especially on the islands, okay? A waiter may, for instance, offer to take you into the kitchen to show you what they're doing that day, the fish or the day's specials. It's not like what I was saying before, whereby the staff member is trying to drag you and get you to eat. It's a genuine Greek tradition. So if it happens, don't be shy. Say yes, okay? As I said, it's not a gimmick. It's a sign of a proud restaurant, a proud place to eat that wants to show you the quality of its ingredients. And when you go there, you'll get to see all sorts of things, the catches of the day with the fish, the stews, the stafado, that's Greek for stew, all the fresh things waiting to be cooked. And it's an amazing way, believe you me, to connect with your food and the people making it. You may even, as often I do, get to try a few things for free while you're at it. Anyway, there you have it. That's essentially all the things that I've been doing over the last 20 years or so that I followed and recommended. And essentially, I've never really had a bad thing to eat in a place. So, hope you enjoyed the video. You may want to subscribe, as I usually drop a couple of videos a week. And obviously, till the next one, thanks for watching. Bye.